My fourth book, The China Mirage, and it's about a lot of myths in American history. The China Mirage recalls U.S. relations from George Washington to Richard Nixon. And the China Mirage refers to this intellectual stumbling block in the American mind about the biggest country in Asia, China. And it's the idea that Americans for generations have hoped and prayed and believed that old China is going to go away. We don't really like how China is conducting its affairs. And a new China is going to arise. And this new China is going to be a little easier to get along with, a little more hip, a little more modern, a little more westernized, Americanized, and pray to Jesus, hopefully Christianized. And this idea, this mirage, has been in the American mind for generations, but it's a mirage that has no roots in Asia. Now, this is not just some small intellectual concept. As you'll see, the China Mirage has resulted in over 200,000 American combat deaths in 3 preventable wars: World War II in the Pacific, Korea, and Vietnam. The China Mirage has distorted U.S. domestic politics. McCarthyism is rooted in this China Mirage, and it has warped U.S. foreign policy. I mean, incredibly enough, for 30 years of your and my lifetime, the United States State Department said to the world, hey, look at those billion Chinese in China on the mainland. They're not real Chinese. Let's look over here to this rock in the Pacific, Taiwan. This is the true China. This is the American-loving China. And we only recognized Taiwan and ignored for a generation those billion Chinese on the mainland. That's a distortion of U.S. foreign policy. The United States Congress, in its wisdom, in 1982, determined that you couldn't get democracy into those Chinese noggins, that Chinese brains couldn't absorb democracy. That's really what the U.S. Senate did say. You'll see their official language in the book. And they said, therefore, for the health of the republic, it's necessary to exclude the Chinese from the United States. Up until 1882, there was no concept of illegal immigration. We welcomed everyone into our mosaic until, for the first time, we excluded somebody, and it was the Chinese on the basis of race. This picture is taken from a Harper's magazine in the 1800s, and this was the image of the Chinese that we liked. Chinese who looked up to the United States, Chinese that wanted to grow up and be just like us, Americanized and Christianized. This is really what I mean by the China Mirage, this American idea that the Chinese are really looking to be little Democrats like us.